Her backshots gave me rabies, so I gooned to Satoru Gojo. That's how it started. One cursed night, hunched over my phone, blue light stabbing my skull, I realized the universe had betrayed me. What I saw wasn't human, it was demonic. The way her spine bent, the way her knees buckled like unpaid rent, it infected me. Not love, not lust, something darker. Rabies. I foamed at the mouth. My teeth clicked like Morse code to the afterlife. Every time I blinked, she replayed like God's cursed gif. I knew then, I wasn't a man. I was a beast. I tried to fight. Holy water, garlic, vitamins. I begged my pastor to pray for me, but when he laid hands on me, I saw her silhouette bouncing in the stained glass. I bit his sleeve. He never came back, so I gave in. Let the rabies take me. And when the fever peaked, when my veins buzzed like Christmas lights, I turned to my only cure. My blindfolded messiah. My infinity. Gojo. He smirked, and the frothing in my chest stilled. I didn't just goon. I ascended. I blinked and days melted. Thursday. Christmas. My grandma's funeral? Missed it. Too busy sweating to an anime man's fabric folds. But medicine becomes poison. Gojo wasn't enough. I blended them. Her backshots with his blindfold. A chimera. Half-arched spine, half-limitless smirk. I built a shrine, lit candles, burned my curtains down. Insurance didn't cover horny arson. Then came the dreams. Costco aisles filled with her, bending over soup cans. At the end, Gojo laughing, blindfold glowing. The floor turned to Rabi's phone. I sank. She bent lower. He smiled wider. I woke biting my pillow. Another dream. My wedding. Lift the veil, it's her. Priest asks for objections. Gojo bursts in. Everyone claps. Even my dead grandma. I screamed until my throat tore. I stopped leaving home. The rabies turned me into a Wi-Fi werewolf. I howled at routers. Carved her silhouette into my walls until my knuckles bled. My neighbors thought I was possessed. They weren't wrong. Then my mom walked in. Saw me foaming, saw Gojo smirk, saw the shrine with melted candles. She asked, "What is wrong with you?" I stared her dead in the eye. Backshots and blindfolds, mother. She hasn't spoken since. It got worse. I bit door frames. Lego towers. Couch cushions. Family reunions banned me. VR was a mistake. First Gojo session, I woke in a gas station bathroom, foam in my hair, receipt for 17 corn dogs. I tried experiments, arching my spine until it popped. Blindfold rituals. Moaning infinity 4 hours. Cops came, saw me foaming, blindfolded, and left shaking their heads. My body crumbled. Hair fell out. Teeth sharpened. Doctor said, "You have rabies." I said, "No, I have backshots." We retired. Years passed. Friends had kids. Siblings settled. Me. Rabies. And Gojo. His smirk my calendar. His blindfold my salvation. Finale. She stood before me, back arched until her spine split. From the crack Gojo stepped, blindfold like a black sun. He whispered, "Forever." I screamed. Woke up gone. Now I'm a fable parent's whisper, "Don't scroll too far, or he'll come." The man with rabies. The man who gooned to Gojo. They call me Backshots. When the Wi-Fi hums and the night stretches, you'll hear me. Foaming. Laughing. Waiting. Backshots and blindfolds. Forever. I became a legend in my small town. A whispered story parents used to keep kids from staying up past midnight. But legends need detail. I gave them vividness. I taped her videos to my ceiling until the room became a cathedral of loops, and I learned to pray to the angle of her spine. I developed rituals. 3 breaths, 2 blinks, 1 long stare at Gojo's smirk before I allowed myself a single look at a new upload. It felt like devotion, and devotion is its own religion. People called to check on me at first. Neighbors brought casseroles, friends messaged memes, my sister sent "get help" gifts. I replied with static and song lyrics, with weird emoji sequences that made her think I had been hacked. I unsubscribed from real life. Instead, I curated a grief museum of the little things. A jar of my own hair, an old receipt from a place she might once bend over, a postcard with a skyline that had nothing to do with her. I placed these relics around the shrine where Gojo's image glowed like a saint, and I would kneel and count my breaths in the cadence of her curves. The internet did what the internet does best. It watched. Some laughed. Some trolled. A few sent prayers. A video of me, back arched, blindfold askew, teeth glinting, went viral. The comments were a battleground. Some called me brave, others said mental breakdown. The dialectic of condolence and mockery felt like oxygen. I banked on it, drinking the heat of strangers' attention like a sick thirst. I tried to monetize the madness. I streamed once. The title was honest, Backshots and Blindfolds, a ritual. People tuned in for the spectacle. Viewers asked me to give them a lesson in the art of gooning. They tipped in cents. Someone sent a tip of 17 cents and wrote, "Weird flex." I taught them nothing useful. I bowed. I moaned. The chat filled with emotes. The money bought oil for another candle. Therapists called it disordered attachment. Doctors called it psychosomatic deterioration. My mother called it an embarrassment. My own language failed. I started sending postcards to myself with questions like, "Do you remember life before loops?" And then ripped them up for confetti. It was performative grief and private pain braided into something that felt compelling. Even the local paper ran a piece titled, "The Shrine on Willow Lane," and the journalist smiled uneasily as he typed the last sentence, unsure whether to pity me or publish a warning. Sometimes I'd imagine a rescue. I pictured an intervention with fluorescent lights and concerned faces, a group hug that would yank me back to the land of teeth brushing and grocery lists. But every plan dissolved like salt in a river. In the quiet, when the world went mute, I wanted to be left alone with my two saints, her spine and his blindfold. The final collapse was cinematic. A blackout swallowed the block, the hum of routers died. In the dark, I felt unmoored, then re-anchored by a single light, my phone's screen. Her newest upload glowed like a lighthouse. The town groped for candles. Firefighters came for a report of smoke. My curtains this time had been a casualty of devotion again. They glanced at the shrine, then at me, and carried on as if they'd seen worse that week. The paramedics told each other jokes to keep their hands warm. Utility crews cursed softly and moved on. The world had become efficient at passing by. When the blackout lifted, I lived on in the fringe memory of people who liked to narrate other people's downfalls at parties. Remember the guy who gooned to Gojo? They'd ask, and someone would smirk and say, "Weird flex." The story became social media lore, a cautionary, a meme, a whispered punchline. People who once brought casseroles now told the tale with a laugh to spice up their evenings. I had wanted immortality and attention, and in a way, I achieved it. Not the fame you can sell or the cloud that brings brand deals. This immortality was small, sharp, the sort you get stitched into the background noise of a town. It's not elegant, but it's lasting. If you ever find yourself scrolling late, be careful. Some images don't just make you pause, they pull you under. They teach you to worship angles and smirks, and then they keep the light on when you wish it would go out.